I live in an apartment, and one day I started to hear a man swearing every morning at 4 a.m. from upstairs. I endured it once or twice, but it was so annoying to hear it at the same time every day. I eventually went upstairs, and on the front door of the house there was a sign that read Exorcist. I knocked on the door. After a while, a man came out, but the instant he saw me, he frowned and said, "What is a sane man not possessed by a ghost doing here?" However, his pupils were very small, his eyes were mostly white, and cold air flowed from his house like a refrigerator. I was startled, but I tried to stay calm and said, "I live downstairs. Why do you always lose your temper at 4 in the morning? It's so noisy that I can't sleep." He said, 4 in the morning is when evil spirits run riot the most, so I exterminate them at that time. I have no choice. But the spirits I exorcised are infesting this house. Get out quickly before they attach themselves to you. I glanced around his house, but it was dead quiet inside. However, before I opened the door, I had heard a lot of people talking inside. It was really strange. He pushed me and slammed the door. I felt unsettled and got goosebumps, but I just came back home. From that day on, I started to hear someone singing softly all day long. It was a faint sound at first, but the sound grew louder and closer to my ears, and I felt like I was going crazy. As a result, I went back to the exorcist and he looked at me, clicked his tongue, and said, "As expected, you're possessed by a ghost. The ghost is singing a song of death in your ears." However, I couldn't believe him, so I just came back home. But after that, more creepy things started to happen. While I was sleeping, someone suddenly covered my nose with its hand, and I woke up from choking. But there was no one around, and my nose was stuffy for a while and could not be cleared up. And one day I was driving, and suddenly a hand pressed my foot, and I couldn't take my foot off the accelerator. The car sped up like crazy, and I managed to get my foot off with all my strength and survive. And one time, when I woke up at dawn and went out to drink water, something flashed on the floor, and when I turned on the light, there was a kitchen knife under my feet. Since I live alone, nobody would have left a knife here. I thought something serious would happen if this keeps up, so I visited the exorcist again and knocked on the door. The exorcist looked at me and said, "You're not dead yet." To survive, I finally asked him for an exorcism. I went to his house at 4 a.m. and the exorcist began to recite prayers. Then a voice whispered very quickly in my ear, "Come with me to the afterlife. Let's live happily together forever in the world of the dead. Come with me." But what gave me more goosebumps was that when I heard that voice, I suddenly felt so good and found myself reply, "Okay, let's go together." Then the exorcist swore at me with a very loud voice, and the voice in my ears slowly started to fade away. The exorcism continued all night, and the morning dawned before I knew it. The exorcist said that he had removed all the evil spirits and told me to go back and never come back again. I came back home, and I still heard him swearing every morning upstairs, but I didn't dare to go there. Fortunately, nothing happened after that. However, sometimes I hear someone knocking on my front door, except that no one is standing outside.